Okay, welcome to FL2. We call ourselves the FL2 crew, and this is Bootcamp Day 3. Okay, you are officially welcome. My name is Nikki Sutherland, and I am going to be taking you through exactly what you need to know when it comes to, trading the Forex and cryptocurrency markets. I'm also going to expose you to some high-level software and technology that's going to aid you in your journey. And also, by the end of today, you should be able to place trades. Is that a fair exchange, guys, for your time on this call with me? Put a yes or yes inside the chat box. So I'm very fired up about it. I'm very excited about it. The last time I did a boot camp was about 2 years ago, guys, and we were able to create a couple of six-figure earners. One multi-millionaire came from the trading space as well. So you're in good hands. I have a good track record. I'm going to teach you guys in very simple terms. I'm going to avoid all jargon, guys. Okay, I'm going to avoid all jargon so you're going to be able to understand it. Type simple in the chat if you're happy with that. All right, so day 1 of bootcamp, we went through the rules. Okay, and we're going to go through the rules on every call. All right, yesterday in bootcamp, we went through the psychology of trading. Okay, how to really make sure that our mindset's right. And today, guys, we're really going to go through setting up our trade account. So by next week, every single one of us are going to be able to place a trade, okay? So we're going to make sure we do that. Yesterday's call, I gave you some instructions to set up your broker account, whether that be a demo or a live account. Go inside the chat box for me and just say yes if you did that. If you were able to open your broker account yesterday and you are ready to go, put a yes inside the chat. If you need to do that today, all right, put a 7 in the chat. Or if you're here for the first time, you're going to do that today. You already have one, Alex, so you're perfect. You are on track. Jay, you're going to do that today. Beautiful. I spoke to your missus earlier. We're going to work through that today to make sure everybody has their broker account open today, okay? Because what we want to do, guys, is next week we're going to go through strategy. Next week we're going to start placing trades together, and I want us all to be, no one gets left behind on these sessions, okay? I want us all to be able to do this together. Are we all good with that? Are we all cool with that? Let me see if I can share my screen. We're going to go through the rules. Then I'm going to make sure, you see, when we go through the rules, I hope you lot catch this, that I'm teaching you different things each time. Okay, so although we're going through the rules, know that I'm going to be teaching you different things each time we go through the rules. And I'm hoping you're taking notes from this. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys the tools and how it looks on the app. So when the trade comes in, you know what to do. And then we're going to close out with some homework as well, okay? So first things first, let's get the rules out the way. You all know, guys, that trading is a skill set, okay? The more you learn, the more you earn. Now, the tool I'm going to share with you later on the call is potentially can make you lazy, but I don't want us to be lazy. I want us to be dedicated to becoming students to this game. Now, if you learn this skill set, you're going to be able to take more risk. Type risk in the chat for me. Trading is a risk. You're going to win some trades, you're going to lose some trades. But here's my job, and the job of our software is to make sure you win more trades than you lose, so you become a profitable trader in this market space. If you come across anybody who tells you to give you their money to trade for them, listen, run a mile. Okay, if you come across anyone that tells you that their trades are 100%, run a mile. It doesn't exist. What I'm going to teach you is how you can become an independent trader. So even after you've long gone, maybe you don't even need the platform no more, but you can trade independently. That's my job. My job is so that you can trade without needing me. How that sound, guys? That's what I want us to do. But on these sessions, up until the end of the month, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to expose you to different things in the marketplace that's going to help you with your learning when it comes to this space. Now, for those of you that have no idea about trading, you've never traded before, maybe, you've got an idea based on what you've seen on the television. Let me just, clear some myths or some of the things that people think. When we're trading Forex or cryptocurrency, what you're looking at here now is the gold chart, okay? So this is what we call XAU USD, okay? That is the code for trading gold against the US dollar, okay? So it's XAU USD. We're looking at the gold chart here, all right? Now, when we are trading, guys, regardless of what we're trading, this is gold, but we could be trading the euro, the dollar, the pound, whatever it is, all we're simply doing is exchanging one currency for the next, okay? We're exchanging one currency for the next. Now, most of us have done that for leisure, when we go on holiday, or if you order something online from a different country, there's an exchange rate that takes place. Now, I want you to have a think about this. Remember I said I'm a simple girl, okay? So I'm going to teach you really, really simply. Imagine you are coming to the UK and you're currently in the United States of America. And by the time you got to the airport, you forgot to exchange your dollars. So you went to the airport and you exchanged 1,000 US dollars for some British pounds. But you're rushing to catch your flight. So, you just get the money in an envelope. You haven't even opened the envelope yet, and you rush to catch your flight. Now, when you get there, you realize the flight is canceled, you're not flying anymore, and now you have these British pounds in an envelope that you don't need anymore. So about 10 minutes later, you go back to the same bureau where you exchange that money and says, hey, look, I haven't even opened the envelope yet. Can you just give me my $1,000 back? Ladies and gentlemen, are you going to get your $1,000 back? Are you going to get more, or are you going to get less than what you originally took? Someone type in the chat box for me so I can see what's going on here. Yes, absolutely. You're going to get back less. Why? Even though you haven't even opened the envelope, because of the exchange rate. That bureau is making money from exchanging your money, okay? What they're doing is they're charging you. They call it an exchange rate, but actually it's just their money, okay? They are exchanging it. They're taking their little bit out and they're giving you the money back, right? Now, even though you haven't even touched that money, the rate's doing this, all right? The rate's going up and down all the time. Now, here's the thing, guys. What we do as traders is we exchange it, but we wait for the rate to change and we exchange it back. So instead of getting, 900 back out of your $1,000, you potentially could get 1,500 or 2,000 back. How would that sound for you? If you exchanged $1,000 and got back 1,500 or 2,000 in the space of 10 minutes, would that be quite a pretty good exchange? Well, that's what these traders are doing 24 hours a day, 5 days a week for the Forex market, 7 days a week for crypto. So I'm explaining it to you that simply because that's all it is. But rather than going to your bureau or down the airport or wherever else you exchange your money, what the traders are doing is we do it from an app on our smartphone. The same smartphone that some people are taking selfies with, right? The same smartphone that you have Instagram on, you could download an app and exchange the money and be able to exchange it back when the rates has changed. Now, the biggest question is, well, how do I know when to exchange it and when to exchange it back? How do I know which currency to exchange it to and which currency to exchange it back? Okay, how do I know? Well, that's where analysis comes in, where you get to look at the patterns in the marketplace and you get to see where the market's been before so you can strategically analyze when to get in that market. Now, this skill of analyzing the marketplace took me over a year to do it. So it's not something that you're going to get just like this, but our software is going to enable you to learn and earn at the same time. I'm going to show you this, but take a look at this. Let's see if I can show you an example here of where I marked up this chart. And I showed you guys yesterday and the day before, just so you can see my beautiful pink arrows, right? Notice I'm teaching you different today. You guys like it? Let me know in the chat box, right? I'm going to give you more information as we go on the boot camp. I don't want it to be too heavy for you, right? So have a look at the pink arrows. Can you guys all see the pink arrows? Of course, when you start to practice doing yours, your arrows don't have to be pink, but I'm a girly girl, so I like the pink, okay? So perfect. So we have the pink arrows. What are the pink arrows, ladies and gentlemen? The pink arrows is where I have noticed the marketplace always goes back to that point. Can you see here? It's touched this black line a few times. Can you see it 3 times here? Put a 7 in the chat if you can see it's touched the black line a few times here. the market's come back and it touches the black line. It may come past it, but it comes back to it. It may drop down past it, but guess what? It's going to come back to the black line, right? It loves the black line. And one of the things I notice when it comes to trading is everything's a pattern. If it's been there before, it's going to go there again. And the key is predicting whether or not it's going to go there and when it's going to go there, right? So I've seen here, it's gone there before, it's gone there again. Now, here's one of the other misconceptions of trading when it comes to this market is that you have to wait for the market to go up to make money. That's a lie. In fact, we don't care. If the market goes up, we make money. If the market goes down, we make money. This market cannot crash. It's not like the stock market. It's a $7 trillion a day market. And all we do, if one currency is going up, we pair it with another currency pair. So it doesn't matter which direction the market goes. So if we think the market's going to go up, I want you to type this in. Up, we buy. Okay, so we press the button buy if we think the market is going up. We press buy, all right? I want everyone to write that in their notes. If we think the market is going up, we're going to buy. And if we think the market's going down, there's a button that says sell. We press that button. There's only two ways. We either think the market's going up or we think the market is going down. If it's up, we buy. If it's down, we sell. I even have a song for that. It's like, we buy when the market is low and we sell when the market is high. Oh yeah, come on, you know you love my voice. It's all right, right? So we buy when the market's low, we sell when the market's high. So if we think the market's going up, we buy. And if we think the market, Sonia, I know Sister Sonia's not laughing at my voice. I should have been on the X Factor. Yeah, right? So if the market is going up, we're going to buy. And if we think the market's going to go down, we're going to sell. Very, very simply. So when the market, let's test this out. When the market hit this black line, right, which is at the bottom of our page here, we thought it was going to go up, right? So we would buy. There you go, Lisa. Boom, you're there. Now, when it hit the top of our page, we know that it's going to come back down. So we sell. So we can make money, guys, on both directions. All right. We do not care which direction. As long as we get the right direction, we are going to make that money. Okay. Type money in the chat if that makes sense so far. Because that's one of the biggest misconceptions. People don't really know what they're talking about when they go, oh, the market's crashed. This market cannot crash. Money is always going to be moved across the world. All right. This money cannot crash. Right? So whether the market is going up or down, we are going to be able to make money. So on, I think it was last week, Friday, we saw that the market was at the bottom and we said we were going to go up. And as you can see here, the market went all the way up to where we predicted it to go. And we were able to win this trade. Now, we're going to go into a little bit more of the analysis in a bit, but I just want you guys to understand the basis of what we're looking at here. So all we're looking at is the patterns. I've drawn the lines just to help myself to make it clear. But we just look at the patterns in the marketplace to be able to, really make a real clear analysis on whether the market's going to go up or down. Okay. Does that make sense? Put a yes in the chat, and then we're going to go through exactly what we need to do with this information and how we're going to be able to really capitalize in this space. Okay, perfect. Now, let's go through the rules, and we're going to break this down nicely today, guys, in alignment with you setting up your account as well. So in order for us to really make good, clear analysis, what we must do is we must have a set of rules, okay? A set of rules when it comes to trading in this space. The biggest mistake I've seen with most traders, and the reason why traders lose money, myself included when I first started, was breaking my own rules, okay? You know the rules. If you break the rules, guys, you're going to lose money. Who wants to make money? You don't want to lose money. So we got to make sure that we stick to the rules, all right? And I want everyone in big capital letters to write rules, because we're all in agreement here as the FL2 crew that we're going to stick to the rules. Remember, the bigger vision is to get testimonies. Testimonies of people saying, Nikki, I set up my demo account. Nikki, I set up my live account. Nikki, I made some money in the markets today. Nikki, I quit my job today. Nikki, I bought a house today. Nikki, I retired my parents today. All I want from you guys is testimonies. But there's going to be no testimonies if we don't stick to the rules, Pat, right? We've got to stick to the rules, Lisa. And so it's very, very important that we all agree. This is not just one person here. We're all representing the FL2 crew, and we have a point to prove, guys. They don't believe that we can do this. So the rules are simple. We follow the rules, and if we can follow these 7 rules, we are going to be profitable in the marketplace. We are going to make more money than we lose, okay? So rule number 1, who's going to drop that in there for me? I think that was that you, Jay? I think Jay was the first one to drop that in. Jay, that's a point for you, sir. Rule number 1 is getting our minds right, okay? Getting our minds right. You know, trading is a very intricate skill set. And what can happen, guys, is if you're distracted, you can make a mistake. You know, one time I pressed buy instead of sell. That's a very detrimental mistake. All right. It's so easy to make a mistake if you're looking after the kids or you're rushing from work, arguing with a spouse, right? So you want to make sure you get your mind right, clear all problems, forget all problems, guys, and get your mind in a space of gratitude. I find that if your mind's in a space of gratitude, it's going to completely change your attitude, right? Gratitude changes your attitude, and you can really start to take real good trades. So rule number 1, let's all execute that. If you're not driving and you're able to, type inside the chat box what you're grateful for. That's why I like to put on high energy music before we start, get my mind right, make sure that I'm real relaxed as well. And so type in the chat what you're grateful for. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for, you know, being in my sound mind. I'm grateful for this skill set. I'm grateful for this company. I'm grateful that we are here all together, you know, with good technology. You guys can hear me, see me. I'm grateful for the founders of this company, Envision You. I'm grateful that I'm able to live the life that I've always wanted, to look after my children. I'm grateful for my incredible husband that's allowed me to live out my dream, even though at first it seemed crazy. I am grateful for the, you know, the people that believe in this and have believed in me and pushed me. I'm also grateful right now that I have a roof over my head, food in the cupboards. I have my physical health. And I'm grateful for you all for showing up. I hate trading by myself. So it's great to have a crew that come on and, you know, really, really encourage this FL2 crew as well. I'm grateful for you all too. Okay, rule number 2. Who's going to drop rule number 2 for me? I think that was Marcel there who put rule number 2 in. Point for you. Yeah, we are quite competitive here. If you're new, Lisa, they're quite competitive, folks, on this call. The second rule is checking the news. Okay, very important. Why? Because although we're analyzing the patterns in the marketplace, that's not the only thing we look at when we're trading. We got to check things that could potentially push our trades out of its normal pattern. And one of the things we check is the news. Why? Because if there's anything crazy going on around the world, maybe Trump speaks or Powell speaks, or, you know, there's something, a war kicks off or something crazy, that will affect the currency in that country. And that will then change the regular pattern of that currency pair. So what I do is I look at forexfactory.com. It's a website. Anyone can go on there. It's absolutely free. And it's going to tell you what news is happening for what currency. So if you have a look here, you'll be able to see the date. Very important. Check the date's correct. You'll also see the time. Okay, so here in the UK is 9:28, but make sure it's the right time for your local time. Okay, if it isn't, you can just click it here and you'll be able to amend it. It's forexfactory.com, Alex, forexfactory.com. And then you'll see a section that has currency, and it's going to give you all the currencies that are affected, and then the time as well. And then you're going to have impact. Now, this is very important. You'll have some news that has hardly any impact. You'll have some that has, you know, very small impact, but then you'll have the high impact news, which is your red folders. Now, who knows what red equals? Okay, this is just the way I remember it, and it could be a good way you remember it as well. Okay, so you have the red folders. Now, the red folders mean danger. That's it. Point for you, Sonia. Red folders mean danger. These are the ones you want to avoid, all right? and it's going to tell you the time to avoid trading that currency, okay? So you can see here, 7 a.m. UK time, the Great British Pound was a danger currency. So I wouldn't have traded that 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or 8 o'clock, because I want to give it an hour each side to get back to its normal self. Again, 1:30 p.m. today, the United States dollar, 4 red folders. Again, between 12:30 and 2:30, I didn't want to touch that. I don't want to touch anything to do with United States dollar, because guess what? It's going to be affected because it's in the danger zone of those red folders. Now, if you wanted to go even deeper, you could go to the bottom of this screen and you could really read what all the news is. You don't have to. You see a red folder, you run. That's what I say. Red equals danger. Run, 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 right? So very important you check this before you get into any trade, because it's going to give you an idea of any volatility that could be into that currency. Does that make sense, guys? Put a 2 if you understand rule 1 and 2, so we can then move on. All right, very, very important. Perfect. You guys are fantastic students. All right, excellent. Rule number 3. Who's going to drop that for me? Rule number 3 is risk management. You guys went so quickly. You guys are getting your fingers ready. I'm not sure who Samsung is. Samsung, tell me your name. You got that one right. It is risk management, and you've put 100. You've even broken it down. Excellent. Samsung got that point. Now, risk management is probably, if you had to pick the most singular rule to stick to, risk management would be one of them, okay? What is risk management? How much money you are risking in order to make a certain amount of money, okay? Now, when we say risk, we're saying how much are you placing per trade and how much money is at risk, okay? How much do I put on a trade? So my rule of, the standard rule is you should never risk more than 1 to 3% of your account at any one trade, okay? To make it even simpler, because I don't want to do maths, I don't want to think about percentages, here's what I say. If you have $100 in your trade account, all right, you want to be trading 0.01, which is 10 cents, all right, 10 cents, or if you're in the UK, it's 10p. If you have a $200 trade account, you want to be trading 0.02, which is 20 cents or 20p. Okay, $300 in your trade account, that is 0.03, which is 30p or 30 cents. And you guys probably can guess the rest, okay? This is not, no trick questions here. It goes, you know, 400, 40p, or 40 cents. So let me just check to make sure everyone's in alignment. What if I had, I don't know, an $800 account? What would I be trading as a maximum per trade? Okay, let's see if you guys get it. Boom, excellent. 0.08, which is 80p or 80 cents per trade. All right, very, very simple to work out. You don't need to be a rocket scientist for this. You look at your balance and say, okay, if this is how much I have, this is the maximum I'm going to trade per that account. Now, guys, when it comes to trading and, you know, risk, I cannot stress enough how important it is to understand your risk. If you fail to stick to this rule, you will end up stressing. Listen, it's not good for your chest, it's not good for your head, it's not good for your mindset, it's not good for your mental health. The worst thing you could do is do higher than what your account can manage. And then when the trade goes in the wrong direction, you're shaking, you're praying, you're having heart palpitations, you're calling on the Holy Spirit to intervene, to activate. You're singing, Holy Spirit, activate. You're sweating, hanging out the window. You can't eat. You're sitting up, babysitting the trades all night. Guys, I've done it. There was one time myself and husband were taking it in turns to watch the trade. We were babysitting the trades. And I was like, baby, I'm falling asleep. It's 3 o'clock and I'm waking up my husband. I'm like, can you watch the trade now? You know, I feel like it's going to blow, but we could save it. And guys, I tell you, it's painful doing that. You don't want, learn from my mistake. The first year of trading was heartache. It was tense on my marriage. Trading when you don't follow the rules, it's going to cause a whole lot of problems. It's not going to be a good thing for you. Trust me. Learn from my mistakes, guys. I kid you not. The first year of trading for me was a lot of sweating. This is why these rules are so personal, okay? It's very important to follow this rule. This one, don't play with it. Listen, I've seen the most patient, the most humble people break these rules and they turn into somebody else. It's like a demon in the charts, guys, and you have to rebuke it. There's going to be a voice in your head that says, go on, just push it a little bit. Do 0.09. Go for it. Do 1.00. There was one time I was trading 7.00, guys. I didn't have money in my account. It was gambling. And when you gamble, you lose every time, because remember, you're playing against the big boys. You're playing against the bankers who deliberately do things in the marketplace to stop you out. So we've got to make sure that we stick to these risk management rules, okay? Very, very important that we do that. And you say, well, Nikki, if I only have $100 account and I'm trading 0.01, 10 cents, what could that do for me? That's not a lot of money. Well, let me tell you this. If you would have got in the trade on Friday that we gave, okay, and left it till today, all right, well, it's actually yesterday it hit our take profit zone. 10 cents, 0.01 on this trade would have made you $58. Come on now, guys. Do you need to be greedy? 0.01 on this one trade that we did on Friday, you would have made $58 on this one trade. If you'd have entered it 5 times 58. Right? There's no need for you to get greedy. There's no need for you to leverage your account. You stick to the rules. If you were trading 0.10, which is $1, you would have made $587 on this one trade. If you were trading $10, you would have made $5,874 on this one trade. There is no need to be greedy. There's no need for greed, guys. None whatsoever. But if you get greedy, then the marketplace begins to take from you and you then blow your account and you become a serial depositor. And you don't want to do that. Okay, so very, very important. Now, when you're placing these trades, guys, what you'll need to do is you'll need to fund your account. Okay, you'll need to fund your account. And as we said yesterday, some of you were able to do it, some of you were not. Now, here's what happens. You will have the tool that I'm going to share with you in a moment. You'll have the tool for your trade account that you're going to be trading with, but you'll need an account to put your money in so that you're able to make withdrawals from that account. Okay. Now there's loads of different brokers. Okay. You have different brokers. I'm going to give you a few now. You have IC Markets. Okay. You also have one called Oyanda. You also have Pepperstone. There's so many different brokers. You can just take a screenshot of those. And what you can do is you can very simply open an account with them. You can open a demo account and you can open a live account. Now, the demo means that you don't have to put money there. You're just, you're just playing around with the market. You're in the live market, but no risk to your real money. So you're not going to be able to make withdrawals, okay? It's like practice money. Your live account is where you're going to be making live money, where you deposit your $100 or your $200. Once you've got that account open, you're then able to connect that to our Envision You app, okay? Now, next week, we are going to be trading all together. So the homework was to get it open by today. But if you haven't got it open by today, guys, let me give you the instructions again. Pick a broker that you want and then, go through the process of opening that trade account, okay? Now, if you get stuck, you don't know what to do, whoever put you on this call, speak to them and they can direct you, okay? They can give you the steps on how to do it. We also have an onboarding session every Saturday where we show the screen of how to open the demo account, and you're able to get like real step-by-step there as well, okay? But you want to have your demo account at least open and your live account if you want to trade with us come next week, okay? So very, very important that you do that. All right, so that was rule number 3, risk management. All right, and you're going to be able to manage your risk via the app once you've connected your broker to that app. Okay, rule number 4. Who can tell me rule number 4? Oh, Danielle, straight in there. Now, rule number 4 is again in alignment with risk management, which means never ever trade without a stop loss. Now, what is a stop loss? Stop loss is just protection for your account, okay? That's how I break it down. Protection for your bank account. What do you want to be able to do? You want to make sure that every trade that you place, you are not risking your whole account. Right? So let me ask you this question. If you have $100 in your trade account, would it be a wise thing to put your whole $100 on one trade? Would it make sense to place one trade and put the whole $100 on there? No, it wouldn't, because if you lose that trade, your account is now what we call blown, and then you have to put more money in. So what we want to do is we want to prevent your account from taking, the whole loss. So what we have is something called a stop loss, which is this black line at the bottom of the screen here. Can you see stop loss? And what we do is we tell your device, we are saying the market's going up. But if the market doesn't go up, here's what I want to do. I want to protect my account and cut me out of the trade at a small loss. So if you have a look here, this black line would have been the loss if the market came down to this black line, okay? So we entered on the blue line and we said the market is going up. Now, as we know, we did win that trade, but let's pretend the market went down. If the market went down and touched our black line, we would automatically cut out at a $7 loss if we were trading 0.01. Does that make sense, guys? Put a yes in the chat box. So if the market goes the wrong way to what we predict, we put a safety net there to cut us out of the trade. So we are risking $7, okay? This black line is our stop loss. And it says if the market, instead of going up, went down, it would cut us out at a $7 loss if we were trading 10 cents, okay? Of course, we won the trade, but that's just an example. Now, if we didn't have this protection here and we deleted this black line, what would happen is if the market was going down, it would keep going down and down and down until it takes our whole 100, and then we have nothing left to trade with. So we put the stop loss there to protect us. So in case the trade is a bad trade and it goes the wrong way, it cuts us out at a small loss. So if you had 100 in your trade account and you placed this trade and it hit the stop loss, you would actually now have $93 instead of 100, because we would have lost $7. All right, does that make sense? How to activate it? I'm going to show you that in the app a little bit later on. In fact, let me show you now. So for example, we have the app. Now, when I first started, we didn't have an app like this, guys. Like, we didn't. Okay, but now, through the advancements of technology, we have an app that means that you don't have to work out all the parameters yourself. What happens is very simply, you're able to use the parameters of the app. Let me see if I can pull it up. Can you guys see my screen? 7 in the chat if you can see my screen. Let me see. Perfect. So the app that we have is going to send you a notification like this. You're going to get the notification in your phone, and it's going to tell you where to enter the trade. It's going to tell you where your stop loss is, and it's going to tell you where your take profit zones are. Okay. Now, what traditionally you would have to copy and paste these numbers. But now, because, of advanced technology, we have the only app where, just like Tinder, when the trade comes in, you just tap and swipe and you're now into the trade. It does it all for you. You don't have to copy, paste, go over to loads of different places. You very simply just tap the trade and it activates it for you. So you can see the entry zone. This is our blue line, okay? The stop loss is our black line. And then the take profit zones is take profit 1, 2, and 3. So let me show you over here, right? So you got the numbers here. Everything is done for you. So the chart work is done already inside the app. So whilst you're learning how to draw the charts yourself, you have an app that's going to give you the cheat code. It's going to give you all the answers. So you're now not having to depend just on your own analysis, but you have the app to give you that extra confirmation. So check this out. If you can see my screen, I've got the first blue line. This is the entry, okay? And then it's got the take profit 1, which is here, take profit 2, which is the second line, take profit 3, which is the black line. So check this out. So we entered here on the entry. That's where the app said to enter. And then it told us to take our profit here at take profit 1. Now, what is take profit 1? The lower risk of the trade. Now, until you understand how to analyze this yourself, you want to go to take profit 1. Type take profit 1 in the chat box so I know you're listening. Take profit 1 is where you go when you do not know how to analyze the charts yourself. It is safer, it's going to get there quicker, and you are going to see more profit at take profit 1. Okay, why? Because it's less risk. Okay, so take profit 1 is where you go when you don't understand fully how to analyze the charts. Okay, so for example, on 0.01, if you would have taken this trade just to take profit 1, you would have made $13. Okay, $13. So you're risking 7 to make 13. Now, when you start to analyze the markets and you understand, you can take that little bit more risk and say, well, actually, I'm going to go to take profit 2. Now, take profit 2 means you're going to make $21. Why? Because it's a little bit further away, may take a couple more hours to get there, but you're going to make a little bit more money, okay? But you don't do that unless you understand the charts, all right? And then when you get a little bit more, you're like, actually, I think take profit 3. And again, take profit 3 is $59. All right, so when you learn this, you can go to 2 and 3, but when you're brand new, always go to number 1. Where do you go when you're brand new, guys? Let me see inside the chat box. I want to make sure we're all taking this in. No greed, just TP1, okay? Take profit 1 is where we go when we are brand new. This is the incentive for you to learn the skill set. Now, whilst you're learning, you're going to take your time to learn and practice. And by week 3, we're going to be doing some chart work, okay? So I'm going to show you how to draw your charts and stuff, but you're going to learn this all inside the academy as well, all right? So that is how we take the trade from the app and we literally tap it, swipe it, and it executes everything for us, right? Absolutely phenomenal piece of technology. No one in the world has this other than us here in Envision You. All right, who can drop the next rule for me? So we said never trade without a stop loss. We've said risk management. We've said check the news. We've also said get our minds right. The next one is, of course, maximum 5 trades open at any one time. Do not enter the trades more than 5 times. Why? Because again, you want your account to be able to breathe. Right? I once used to have like 15, 17 trades open, sweating. Again, it no make it, as my mom would say. It doesn't make it. You want 5 trades open maximum at any one time. And if you're trading gold like I do, or oil or Bitcoin, then you want to be having 3 trades open at any one time. Okay? You're not going to listen. Our app is amazing. You're going to see trades coming through, but make sure you only have 5 open at any one time. If you're trading gold, you're going to want 3 trades open at any one time. Perfect. You guys are getting it. All right. Who can tell me rule number 6? We got 2 more and that's it. We're done. Lovely to have you here, Anthony. Fantastic. Anthony's been getting the answers right as well. Who can tell me rule number 6? Rule number 6. Let me see. We have 2 more rules to go. Rule number 6. Danielle's in there. Celebrate successes and call each other out in love. Why is this important? There's going to be days, guys, where the markets do not move the way you want. There's going to be days where family life gets involved. Stress happens. There was times when I wanted to throw my phone out the window. There was times when I just hated trading. I'm going to be honest. The first year was hell. But you know what kept me going? Seeing people that had joined a little bit before me that were making like thousands a week. I was like, yo, if they can do it, I can. It kept me hopeful. But if you keep your testimony to yourself, I tell you this, it's a community vibe. It's a community effort. Let's celebrate successes. Let's put our wins in. Even if it is that you've set up your broker account, let's celebrate that. I want to celebrate every single piece of momentum because that's what encourages us all. Every single bit of testimony is going to help somebody else along the way. And you don't know when you're going to need that inspiration. So we celebrate successes. We have a community, you know, we're celebrating in there all the time. And call each other out in love. Guys, I've given you guys homework. And I'm going to call you out if you don't do the homework. I want you to open a broker account. I want you to make sure that you're ready to start trading. I want you to make sure you've downloaded the Envision You app. Has every single person downloaded this app from your Play Store or App Store? If you haven't, download it. I'm going to call you out on it. When we come back here next Tuesday, I'm going to call you out if you haven't done what you need to do. Because guess what? We're not here for hype. One of my friends uses this word. We're not here for bants. Banter. We're not here for bants. We're not here for hype. This is, listen, I want to make sure that every single person has a testimony. I'm not here to just be jumping in the chat and putting 7-7. I want to make sure that we get results. So I've got to call you out in love. If I see that you haven't come on a session, I'm like, oh, how come, Gary, you haven't been on the call? Or how come, Tam, you haven't been on the call? I'm going to call you out in love, and I want us all to do it together. Can we agree? Put a 7 inside the chat if you've got the first 6 rules so far as we go into the final rule of today. The app is called Envision You, okay? You can get it from your Play Store or your App Store. I'll type it in the chat again. All right, excellent. We are all there. Who's going to drop me the final rule, which is, I think, Sonia. I think between Sonia and Danielle have won today, okay? I think it was Sonia or Danielle. I'm not sure who won. You're both winners in my eyes. The final one is the wealth plan. Now, the wealth plan is going to help you to stay focused. The wealth plan is going to help you to track your progress as well. Now, I use a website called compounddaily.org/calculator. And this helps to calculate what you're going to do on a daily basis. All right. So, for example, let's say you started with a $200 account and you wanted to grow that by 5% a day. That's where I normally advise you to start. I know some big ballers want to do 10, 15, 20, but again, we're going to do this bit by bit and really make sure that we are, safe. 90 days is the game plan. We're taking this to the end of the year, guys. And what I want us to do is, track that. And I don't think anyone can really focus long-term, high intensity for longer than 90 days, in my opinion. After the 90 days, you want to start another one, then great, you can do that. But 90 days is where you want to go. Years ago, when I first started, I was so frustrated because I never made withdrawals. I used to just leave my money in there for 90 days and not withdraw. But I think withdrawals brings that energy to do more. So I want us to withdraw. We're going to withdraw 10% every day. Type that in the chat. Every day, guys. We're going to withdraw 10% of our profits every single day. We're going to withdraw, right? And we're not going to trade on the weekends because I think the weekend is for family, building your business, education, learning. All right. So let's calculate by doing that. Starting with a $200 account, we're going to grow by 5% every day. So 5% of 200, all right, is 10. So you get a trade come into the app and you make 10, you stop for the day. This is something that's very important, knowing when to stop. Type in capital letters stop. The biggest problem that traders have is they don't know when to stop. You've got to know enough is enough. I've done my compound plan for the day. I must stop. Then out of that 10, 209, you're going to keep in your account. You're going to withdraw 1. All right. Next day, you're now going to do 5% on the 209, which is 1045. And you're going to keep doing that every day, every day, every day. Small, small, type small, small. Now, day 7, your 200 is 272.17. And you've been able to withdraw just shy of 40, which is pretty good, right? Pretty good. Considering if that 200 was in your trade account, doing absolutely nothing. All right. If it was in a bank account doing nothing, you've got it in your trade account growing. All right. After 30 days of doing this, ladies and gentlemen, you have now 749 in your account. And now you're withdrawing around 60 a day. Okay. Not bad. 60 a day. And then you have 60 days. Your 200 is now 2,805. And now you're withdrawing 289 every single day. All right. And then after 90 days of compounding, you got 10,500 and you're withdrawing 1,100 a day. How many of you wouldn't mind withdrawing 1,100 a day? This is off of 200 compounded over 90 days. You're now able to withdraw 1,100 a day and still compound your money. Now, check this out. Now, if you are somebody that says, hey, look, I want to incorporate my losses in this because you're not going to win every day. So here's what I do. And I think someone typed it in the chat as well. WW. I don't withdraw every day. I withdraw every week. Withdrawal Wednesdays. Wednesdays is my day to withdraw. So instead of me, withdrawing everything, I look at every 7 days, which is my Wednesday, and I say, right, my balance should be 272. I'm going to take the rest. And I pay myself like that. Every 7 days, I'm like, okay, my balance should be 370. I'm going to take the rest. Now you're incorporating any losses you may have. Some days you may not trade. Maybe one day you say, I've just had an argument with my hubby. Let me get my head right. I'm not going into the markets. And as you do that day, you tick it off. You hit your compound for the day. I tell you what, guys, the trades are so good that one day you may make, 4 days and you tick those 4 days off. You're 4 days ahead of your compound. You can choose not to trade the next day, or you can be ahead of your compound plan. Print this off and tick it off every single day. Let me show you something real quick. Because I was prophesying the other day, I said this skill set is going to be really releasing some people. Check this out, guys. Can you imagine if you wasn't trading a $200 account? Let's say you were trading, I don't know, a $2,000 account. Now the numbers, right? 30 days in, trading a $2,000 account, your account is now withdrawing 610 a day and 7490 the balance. After 60 days, you're now looking at 28,000, and that is withdrawing 2,800 a day. And 90 days, you now have 105,000, withdrawing 11,000 a day. How many of you know right now that if you took this skill set seriously, in 90 days, you could be buying another house? In 90 days, you could have quit your job. In 90 days, you could have literally freed some people. In 90 days, you could have cleared your debts. In 90 days, like 90 days of studying this skill set could completely change your life. Now, you have an advantage to what I had. I didn't have me telling me the rules. You have accountability. You have a community. You have some people that are saying, look, we've been there before, and we're going to show you what not to do so you can capitalize sooner than us. It took me a year. It shouldn't take you a year. I'm teaching you the blueprint of all the things you don't want to do and the rules that you want to follow to be able to get into this. And it's not just me. I have Dr. Ambassador Chinita Foster, and I also have my fabulous sister, Mrs. Angela Cruikshank. And we are all heavily invested in you winning here. But you have to make the commitment to really put yourself in position to win. Let me just check if any of them are here on the call so I can pull them up just to be able to show you exactly how you can be a part of our community. As I said, guys, we're here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every single week in the month of October to help you to be able to capitalize in this market. In essence, this is the fast track to your trading journey. Who's excited about that, guys? Who's excited about having a fast track? Fast track. You don't have to do the year like Nikki did. You don't have to, spend the time that Nikki did. What you're able to do is very simply learn from our mistakes, learn from our blueprint to be able to capitalize. So I'm going to pull up my sister. Can see Mrs. Angela there. Put some ACs in the chat for Mrs. Angela Cruikshank, my sister out there in Houston, Texas. Would it let me unmute you, my sis? Why is it not letting me unmute you? Let's see. There we go. See if it will allow you to unmute, my sister. Keep the fire. Yes, we can hear you, sis. Listen.
You can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. You can see me. Yes. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, can we go ahead and drop some 777s in the chat for Miss Nikki Sutherland? Did another incredible call. Day, what, 4? No, day 3. We're on day 3 of our boot camp. And I'm telling you, if you've been here from day 1, how many of you are getting value? If you're getting value, drop a 333 in the chat. If you're getting value, drop a 333 in the chat. Absolutely. And you know, this is what I love about this skill. It is a skill. And the way I want you to look at this, you know, and I tell my story because in 2016, I didn't even know this existed. You know, I come from a background, I did what my parents told me to do, go to school, get a good education, so I could get a good job with benefits, worked for one of the biggest corporations in South Florida, thought I was doing well. And then I got an opportunity to sit in front of individuals that were making millions of dollars a day, a week, a month with this very same skill. And none of these individuals had the degrees that I had, you know, sitting on the boards that I'm sitting on, didn't have the business acumen that I had. And I remember thinking, where have I been? And I recognized that this was a skill, just like riding a bike. If you learn how to ride a bike, you can't unlearn how to ride a bike. If you know how to drive a car, you can't unlearn how to drive a car. If you learn how to trade in this market, the biggest financial market, you cannot unlearn the skill. You will forever put yourself in the driver's seat of creating financial freedom for your family. And what I love about what we have here, she shared with you some of the fundamentals of this, but guys, we simplified it. The company recognized, and we've been doing this for 6 years now, and I can tell you, when I first got started, with so many moving parts to it, that the truth of the matter is, there were times when I was overwhelmed, where a confused mind, you know, this does nothing. So I'm looking at these charts, I'm looking at these copy and paste and all this different stuff. And there were times when I was like, it's just too much. And this company, Envision You, they made a decision, let's simplify this. Let's put the individual back in the driver's seat so that they can learn from the products and the services that we have to help them to do that. And so what we've created, guys, is phenomenal. You know, I tell people all the time, one, you've got to understand that technology is changing the game. AI is forever going to be here. Whether we like it or not, it is evolving, and you've got to make sure that you get in front of it. So we put together a platform that you get to learn with, who we call SMART. It's an AI, your virtual coach. He's going to walk you through. He's going to be there to hold your hand. You're going to have access to this AI that's going to show you all the inner, outer workings, all the things that Nikki explained today that you're probably like, what is that? How do you do that? I don't understand it. Don't worry about it. Our program is set up to get to those individuals who are novice. You know, you're the basic beginning, you don't understand all of these nuances, to the person who is the most professional and have made some money in this market, but want to really hone in on their skill and continue to grow that skill set. So I'm excited that we have all different levels, you know, beginners, intermediate, and of course the advanced level. And we're tapping into a market, as Nikki explained, that is not going anywhere. We're doing it from our smartphones. Now, a lot of us have these phones, but they're not smartphones. We're looking at people on Instagram, on Facebook, and swiping. And every time we swipe, guess what? We get discouraged. And we're like, why can't I do this? What if we put the power back in your hand, that when you swipe now, you're able to make money? That's what this app is going to allow you to do. One swipe, and we've taken away those different platforms that used to confuse us all as to how do we make a trade, where we can literally have everything at our fingertips. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, the testimonies that are coming back is just amazing. And we don't have to go through this again, guys. The market that we're talking about, up until 15 years ago, the foreign exchange market, 15 years ago, you and I did not get to participate in this. And the rules of money have changed, and now we get an opportunity to do this from our smartphones. You know, the foreign exchange market is not going anywhere. $7 trillion is going to trade today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day. And if we add cryptocurrency to that, guys, which many of you probably heard of it, Bitcoin. Oh yeah, I heard of Bitcoin, and we don't participate in it because we don't know what it is. But Bitcoin is cryptocurrency, which is part of Bitcoin, is part of the foreign exchange market. And I know people are thinking, well, why do I want to, you know, how do I get involved in that? We have apps to show you how to do that as well. You know, we have an algorithm. Our algorithm, our crypto algorithm, is designed to put you in a position where you can trade in the spot market wherever you are in terms of what your account can hold, so that you can participate in this space. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, why would I want to get involved in Bitcoin? I don't even understand it. Let me tell you why you want to. Number one, it's not going anywhere. It is the evolution of money. So just like years ago, you know, when we wanted to get things before any of us was probably born, right? Our parents wanted, our great-great-grandparents, they wanted to get something, they'd use the barter system. If I had this, you had that, we exchange it, and that's how we got our goods and services. Then we moved from that to coins. Some of you remember your parents used to walk around with coins all the time, right? And you know, they had a pocket full of coins. Then we moved from coins to what? Paper dollars, right? How many of us know that most people don't walk around with dollars in their pockets anymore? And then we moved from dollars to what? Plastic, also known as credit cards. And guys, if you haven't realized it, we moved to digital currency, hence cryptocurrency. As a matter of fact, even right now, how many of us on our phone, we just go and tap it. We tap it. We have these QR codes. Do you know that's all part of the digital space that we're in? So there's going to be a point where you go to the banks or you go to the supermarket or the gas station, they're going to say, sorry, ma'am, sorry, sir, we only accept Bitcoin. And what we're doing with this is we're allowing you to actually accumulate this Bitcoin, because the truth of the matter is there's only a certain amount of Bitcoin. Once that Bitcoin is gone, it's not like printing money at the mint. There's a certain amount, and those of us who start acquiring it, we're going to have an advantage point. And you might say, well, I don't have 25,000 or 30,000. You can buy pieces of Bitcoins known as Satoshis. So do you have $1,000? Do you have $500? If you do, our application is going to show you how to actually, oh, my husband's calling me on the other line. Hopefully y'all can hear me, right? And Sonia, somebody can text him and let him know I'm on a call, doing a presentation, right? You're going to be able to see that you can actually start accumulating this through our application. And the beautiful thing about it is we're never in control of your money. You're always in control of your own money. So you get an opportunity to see your money on a daily basis. If you decide tomorrow, listen, this is not for me, let me pull my money out, guess what? You're able to do that. So this application, guys, this tool, this education tool, you're going to have everything at your fingertips. 300 plus videos. You're going to be able to get into a community with other traders, you're going to get trade ideas. You're going to have the pip calculator. All of these things that people had to go to different places to get it, it's going to be at your fingertip. So if you say, listen, I like what Nikki's talking about. I want to start trading with you guys next week. I want to be positioned so that I can start doing that. Guys, get the app. It's free to download the app, but once you download it, it's $250 to get access to all of the moving parts of it. So you're going to get the access to the training, live training, and also recorded training. You're going to have an opportunity to get in the community. You're going to get these trade alerts. Remember when we say those dings come up and you just swipe, you're going to get access to all of that. And then it's $150 every single month to continue to have access to it. See, if you don't get anything from me today, please understand this one statement. The only difference between the rich and wealthy and those that are broke or poor or struggling or living paycheck to paycheck, it's not your age, it's not your color, it's not your creed, it's not your education. It is access to information. And that's what that app is going to do. It's going to give you access to the information so that you can create your financial portfolio. So I'm excited for each and every one of you. Those of you who already on day 3 have already begun to see the value in what we have here. It's the value. We don't get to sit at the table where people are going to give this information to you, just spoon feed it to you, and you get an opportunity to have that here. In addition to all of the things that you're going to get on the application, you still have this training camp, and hopefully we'll do it again, you know, when we finish this first go round, so that individuals can get acclimated and get to ask questions and, you know, really see that we're a community that want to see you win. So I'm excited for each and every one of you. Nikki, you're doing a phenomenal job. Listen, we're so fired up here. I can't wait to see you guys at the beaches and the banks around the world. So I'll turn it back over to you, Nikki.
Yes, guys, put some ACs for that's my sister, right? That's my sister, Mrs. Angela Cruikshank. Phenomenal. She's been in this space, I believe, over 6 years, guys. All right. Blessings, blessings, blessings. This is the community that you get to join. And what she said there was so powerful because, you know, we didn't get invitations to, you know, rooms like this before, and that's why we're doing this. You may have seen on the flyer, there's a part, it says marketing strategy. Let me pull it up again so you guys can see. There's a part in the flyer, and some people were saying to me, Nikki, what does that mean? What does help 3 get 3 actually mean? Why are you putting that? What does it mean? And the reason why is because when you get this, guys, I want you to pass on the blessing. Don't keep it to yourself. All right. These calls are open. If you want to, you know, one of the things I did is, you know, I said, look, I want to trade with my people. I want us all to work it out together. And if you feel the same, share the link for next Tuesday. Okay. Get yourself plugged in now. Come onto the Saturday enrollment call so that you're ready to start trading with us from Monday next week. But what I want to encourage you to do, as what this bootcamp is designed for, this is the FL2 Bootcamp. It's designed for extraordinary overflow. It's designed to get you fast track into your trading journey quicker than if you were following, a standard process. We want to help you master your strategy, become a consistent trader independently, but also we want to grow the community. I've made no hiding this, guys. I have a point to prove. I need testimonies to prove that what we're doing works. And so the FL2 crew community has been launched, and you are the first set of students from the FL2 crew community. So I think that's a blessing. There's something about being the first. But here's what I want. I want these calls over 1,000 people. So we've got to help 3 get 3. Can you help 3 get 3? Now, here's the beautiful thing about the app as well. If you refer somebody from internally from the app, what they will do is they'll give you $35. So each time you make a referral, guess what happens is you'll get $35 cash. You can either put that in your trade account and start trading it and compounding it and making more money, or you can withdraw it as cash. So I want every single one of us to commit to learning this skill. Help 3 get 3. Let's grow this community together, hold each other accountable to those 7 rules, and let us make this happen. So guys, here's what I want you to do. Homework again. Get your live and your demo accounts open. Okay, live and demo accounts open. This is, very, very important on your trading journey. Whoever put you on this call, ask them to send you their referral link so you can activate the app, so you can get yourself started and trading. You're going to start going through your videos. I know you don't want to hear about the theory, but I want you to start going through your videos, start to watch the basics so that you understand, the fundamentals. So when you come on this call, it all starts to make sense. Guys, I promise you, learning this skill is going to help you earning. Okay, it's going to help you to be earning more. The more you learn, the more you earn. All right. So homework for you today. Get back to whoever put you on, get the links that you can download and purchase the app. Go through your videos. You want to go through the first 6 videos inside the academy. That's what I'm charging you for. Okay, I'm going to charge you. I'm holding you accountable for the first 6 videos inside the app by Monday. Okay, who's going to commit to going through the first 6? We want to make sure you get through the first 6. So by Saturday, so when you get on the call on Saturday for your enrollment, you already have your first 6 videos completed. So first 6 videos, you also want to make sure that you have your broker account open, both your live and your demo, ready for Monday. Okay, so I want that all done by Saturday. So when we get on that enrollment call, we're all ready to go. And if you have any questions, you can ask questions from there. Don't forget, guys, invite people. The link is the same. It's the same time next Tuesday. All right. So I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you next week, Tuesday here, and Saturday on your enrollment call. All right. So God bless you guys. Get that homework done. And I'm looking forward to hearing all your testimonies going forward in the FL2 Crew Bootcamp. Okay. Congratulations. Well done. And I'll see you at the top, because you deserve to be there. Good night. God bless you. Take care.